Real common problem with 987s. These tabs don't line up with the inside vents. Same with this one. You can see the top one's not moving anymore. First step is you want to get this smaller plate off. So there's two holes, two tabs that go into the holes, and two upper tabs that go into that notch right there and the notch right there. But you can angle it down, use one of these plastic tools. What you do is you stick it in, pull it down, pop it off at an angle and pull it out. Okay, so that's out. That's the back of it. Surprisingly, these tabs are a lot stronger than they look. There's only 3 of them, evidently. So with some pliers, I was able to get this out. It was stuck in there. And if you look at it, there's a notch here, which goes into there. Let's see if this phone will focus. And then there's 2 little holes on the side. And that's where these 2 little things go. Also, if you notice, the top one is also not connected properly. So that needs to go in. What you want to do is you want to kind of push that up a little bit until it connects. Now we gotta get this one lined up. I can't do that with the phone in one hand. So got that one into the 2 holes. Now we gotta line it. Easiest way is to just make these 2 bottom flaps almost go flat, and then you can push those into the notches. Once again, I can't do this with one hand. So the trick is to try and get the screwdrivers right where those notches are, right there. And then what you want to do is you want to pull this top down. And while you're doing that, you want to twist and pull this part out. So anyway, got it out. It is not easy. You have to get the screwdrivers right under there. Looks like I may have broken them. I'm gonna vacuum some of that crap out of there. What I should have done first was taken this tab off, or this trim piece, because now the metal springs have gone back inside. Gotta take the weather stripping off. There you go, weather stripping off. This plastic piece should come off easily. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe this lower piece needs to come off first. Let's get a couple of those screwdrivers. Break any of the tabs? Nope, we're good. This should disconnect. So it disconnected. There's no locking mechanism. You just have to pull it hard. Now this guy will come right out along with the wire. Let's see if we can find those two metal tabs that fell in. Can't see them. Hear them. Oh, there it is. It's all the way in there. Let's get this wire out of the way. Shaken enough, it should eventually rattle out. I'm gonna go get my magnet. So I got my magnet. Clip came out easy. So there should be two of them. I clearly broke these. So when the vents are in, it's facing this way, the screwdrivers have to go through these alignment holes, or these alignment slots right there, and you have to actually push down on that tab to make it come out. I obviously went in at a wrong angle, whatever, forced it too hard, and it broke off. Once you take this piece off, it's easy to stick your finger through the back to push on this metal alignment plate with the actual plate itself, because this piece right here actually has to go into that slot and be pushed in. So I'm going to do that with the third piece as well. So there it is. All four tabs are now connected properly, or four flaps I guess. So we just got to put it back together, and hopefully those missing metal pieces won't cause it to rattle or anything. It'll also make life easy taking them back out again if they don't rattle. Before I do that, I'm going to put this plate back on. So I've got one clip here, one clip on the side, and one clip on this side. And strangely enough, there are no other clips. Or are there? Oh, there's, I guess that piece right there has a clip in as well. And that's that guy right there. And it's on tight. And of course I didn't line this guy up, so I gotta take it apart and line it up again. A lot easier now with this piece apart. Just gotta stick your thing under here, stick your screwdriver into here, pop these out, and they'll pop back out. So once again, before you put this back in, you want to line this piece with that flap right there. Let me see if I can focus it better. Like so. And then you can snap all the pieces back together. After it's all done, should be able to go up and down, and all the inside flaps should follow. And they do. So we're going to put this vent back in with the screw. We're going to put this vent back in, and that wire first in. Okay. That's the connector. We're going to connect these two. And I'm going to shove that back down in there. It looks like it doesn't really hook onto anything, it just kind of dangles. And we'll put this guy back in. This guy back in. That locks behind, so I may actually have to loosen this again. Put those two notches in, and these two notches there. Goes in there, and this should go. And I'm going to turn this camera off for a second to do this. So after the panels go in, put the rubber seal back on. Should look like that. That's still in there, and if I'm correct, I can just shove this and push this back in, and the top, even though there's no notches on the bottom anymore, the top should still lock because the top isn't a metal notch. Just shove that back in there. Oh yeah, it's in there tight. It's not going anywhere. And just make sure our flaps work, and they do. Now we've got plastic trim. It goes in there. And I'm going to just turn the camera off to do this because I need two hands. Little tip to put this panel back on is there's this little tab at the bottom that releases this plastic outer shell. You want to pop that out a little bit so that that can slide under, otherwise it'll be super hard to do. And then you just push this back in and it should snap. Now we're good. That's not going anywhere. That's not going anywhere. It's tight. Flap works in the back. Yes, it does. Outer flaps work, and we're fixed. So even though I've broken two of the metal tabs, don't really need them. My two center flaps are also bad. You can see right there, that one's, the top two are not moving, and that one's not moving at all. Hopefully it'll be similar to that, we'll see. Okay, so same situation. Gotta pop that out a little bit. Stick this in there, stick that in there. Now I gotta do this side, pop that out a little bit. I can't do it with one hand. Alright, hopefully nothing breaks as I pull this down. There we go. So it's easier to pull from the right side. Left side is a little harder because that's in the way. There's a switch. Probably don't need to disconnect it, but I probably will do it anyway so I don't scratch the radio. That's there. pull this out, you gotta push this tab in a little bit. Let me see if I can focus it better. There you go. Push that tab down and it'll pop out. So I'm a little bit worried about the wire, because on this side, the wire came out here. I could disconnect it. But with these, I'm not sure if it's long enough to come all the way out of the vent. We'll see. Let's see if these also have the alignment tabs. Sure enough, they do. I can't see if, there it is. You can see the 4 little notches right there. Just got to stick the screwdrivers through and go all the way through so it pushes the metal tabs up. Just got to shove them all the way in. Oh, sounds like I may have broken the tab, but whatever. Okay, let's see if we can shove this guy out. I'm gonna have to use 2 hands. Once again, as with the side vent, it's easier if you get that cover off so that we can reach in on the top. These tabs are surprisingly strong. Okay, so there it is, same thing, same as the sides. We've got those 3 tabs and that little locking notch right there on the bottom. What I'm gonna do is, instead of taking this whole thing apart, I'm gonna see if I can somehow use a tool to pull on that vertical while shoving these plates back in. Go see if I can get a 90-degree tool. Alright, so what I did was I used pliers, grabbed this vertical thing right there. While I was grabbing it with one hand, I was shoving this in and it would snap into place. Let's see if we can focus better. So now you can see they're all in locked, and you can go up and down pretty hard and they're not going anywhere. Just got to make sure that these notches actually go in and lock. Once they're locked, you're good. Did not have to take that whole vent out, thank God. And of course, line this guy up with the middle before snapping all the snaps in. Let's see if we can see this here. Alright, we're in. Now if I push hard enough, it should snap them all in. Maybe not. Guess I gotta use 2 hands. Okay, so same thing with this one. Yank on the bottom hard. So that's pretty loose now. So only the top one's locked in. And once again, I gotta use 2 hands to get a screwdriver to pop that little latch out. Not sure if I said it earlier, but you can literally use your fingers, stick them in there and pry this top part down. That way you can get to that little latch and use a flathead to pop it open so that this cover comes off. Alright, so that's it. Same thing. Latch, latch, latch. Once again, there is no latch on the left side, so this is going to be a little loose until you snap that bottom piece in. And same situation. We're going to take the pliers, grab that vertical piece right there, and we're going to take this flap and shove it in while holding that piece out. And that's it. Once again, stick your pliers in, grab that vertical piece, and pull while you're pushing this flap inwards so that that locks into that notch. And now I'm going to go up and down pretty hard. It's not going to break off or come loose. Alright, we're going to put the grill back on. So we've got these three, and we're going to lock in the bottom. Okay, let's not forget, there's a little bit of dirt there, let me get that out. Let's not forget to lock this into, angle it up a little bit higher. Lock that in, because once it snaps in, you're going to want to make sure it's locked on, otherwise you're going to take it apart again. Alright, the vent covers are in. You just want to make sure these are still a little bit loose on the bottom, because we're going to put this cover back on, and I'm going to put this on in a second. Okay, snap that in. It goes in there. Start from the left side, move to the middle, and to the top. And back to the left. Now we can push these bottom tabs in. Snaps, and we're secure. So things aren't moving anywhere. Up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right. Left, right, up, down. That's it. A lot of sweat from my end. I haven't seen a single video on YouTube on how to do this, so I figured I'd make one. Hope you guys enjoy.